Welcome to another video of Food Nourish Deep Dives, the videocast of foodnourish.net, where we explore topics like health, food, supplements, and alternative approaches to health and wellness. Today, we're diving into one of the most popular drinks on the entire planet, coffee. What does the latest science say it's actually doing to your brain? For so many of us, it's an absolute must-have to start the day. But what's that daily habit really mean for our brain health in the long run?
So here's the big question, right? Is that morning ritual a genuine brain booster, or is it secretly a bad habit? To get some real answers, we're not just guessing. We're going to dig into a major study that was published in the journal Nutrients back in 2023. It's a deep dive analysis from the massive Hamburg City Health Study, and it gives us this incredible look inside the brains of thousands and thousands of coffee drinkers.
Okay, so how in the world do you measure coffee's impact on the brain? Well, the scientists in this study used MRI scans on 2,316 people, and they weren't just taking a simple picture. Nope. They were looking for three very specific, very measurable markers of brain structure and overall brain health.
The first thing they look for is something called white matter hyperintensities, or WMH for short. Now, the easiest way to think about these is like signs of wear and tear on the brain's tiny little blood vessels. They show up as these little bright spots on an MRI, and they're a pretty common sign of what scientists call vascular brain damage.
Next up is cortical thickness. This one's a bit more straightforward. The cortex is that wrinkly outer layer of your brain. You know, the command center for all your high-level thinking, your memory, language, all that good stuff. So it makes sense that measuring its thickness gives us a really good clue about the health and strength of this super important processing layer.
And finally, we get to the one with the most complicated sounding name, PSMD. But don't let the name scare you. Here's what you need to know. This is a super sensitive way to measure the quality of your brain's internal wiring. That's the white matter that connects all the different parts of your brain so they can talk to each other. For PSMD, just remember this: a lower number is better. It suggests your brain's wiring is more organized and more efficient.
All right, so with those three things in mind, the wear and tear, the thickness of the command center, and the quality of the wiring, the researchers compared the brain scans of people based on how much coffee they drank every day. We're talking from less than 1 cup all the way to more than 6. So, what did they find?
This chart right here shows one of the coolest findings, and it's all about that brain wiring we just talked about, the PSMD. So on the left, that's our baseline, people drinking less than a cup a day. Now look at that middle bar. Folks drinking 1 to 4 cups a day had a lower PSMD score. And remember, lower is better. It means better brain wiring. But then, look what happens on the right. When you get to 5 or more cups, that benefit seems to disappear. It's what they call a U-shaped relationship.
And the findings for the brain's actual structure told a pretty similar story. The group that drank 3 to 4 cups of coffee every day, well, they had a significantly thicker cortex, a healthier command center, compared to the people drinking less than 1 cup. This really points to a potential protective effect, but right in that moderate range.
And just to really drive the point home from that chart we just saw, here's the second big finding. Drinking 1 to 4 cups a day was linked to better white matter integrity, shown by that lower PSMD value. What's also really interesting is that for those white matter hyperintensities, the wear and tear markers, they didn't find any significant link at all, positive or negative.
Okay, before we jump into why coffee might be doing all this, just a quick note. If you're interested in supporting your own health and wellness journey, you can always head over to foodnourish.net/deals. We've put together all the best wellness and supplement deals from major brands like Perpetual Life, iHerbs, Source Naturals, Nootropics Depot, and Biooptimizers. It's a great resource, and you can get the link right in the description of this video.
All right, so the data is pointing to this link between a moderate amount of coffee and some pretty good-looking brain markers. But what's the science behind it? I mean, why would coffee do this? Well, the researchers had a few ideas about the potential mechanisms at play.
So how does this all work? Well, for starters, coffee is absolutely packed with anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds, which is great for overall health. In the brain specifically, it famously blocks adenosine receptors. That's what helps you feel awake. But some research suggests it might also help reduce the toxicity of amyloid beta, which is a plaque linked to neurodegeneration. And it's not just about the brain. Coffee's also been shown to help lower risks for things like type 2 diabetes, which is a huge win for your brain's health indirectly.
So, what's the bottom line here? Let's try and put all these findings into perspective and figure out what this really means for you in your daily cup.
You know, I think this quote directly from the study's conclusion just says it perfectly. They've found that in this huge group of people, a moderate coffee habit, we're talking that 1 to 4 cups sweet spot, was related to better brain structure compared to drinking very little coffee. It's pretty clear.
But, and this is a really crucial point, the study shows a link, a correlation. It doesn't prove that coffee causes these brain benefits. Because the study is like a snapshot in time, it can't show cause and effect. And of course, other lifestyle factors could be playing a role. For instance, the study actually noted that heavier coffee drinkers were also more likely to be smokers, which is kind of wild because it might mean the positive effect of coffee is even stronger than what they saw.
So all of this leaves us with a really fascinating question. This study adds some powerful new evidence that for a lot of people, a moderate coffee habit seems to go hand in hand with better brain health. Could the world's favorite drink also be one of the keys to protecting our brains as we get older? It's a pretty exciting thought to ponder over your next cup. Thanks for joining us for this explainer. If you want to read the actual research for yourself, we've put the link down in the description below. And hey, if you found this valuable, please hit that like button. It really helps us grow our channel. And be sure to subscribe so you never miss another deep dive into health matters. We'll see you next time.